So today we're going to be talking buyer-broker agreement. I know, the big scary agreement, but I want you to understand page by page the most important items you need to be looking at as the client and what it means for you, so when that time does come, you can feel comfortable and confident signing one. This is the standard buyer-broker agreement for the state of Virginia and will be used in every single real estate transaction that a buyer has representation for. On page 1 of the agreement, the most important thing you as a client need to be aware of is the term and termination. That is, how long do you want this agreement for with this agent, and is there an early termination fee if you decide you don't want to work with that agent anymore within the designated time frame that you decide on. So moving on, we are going to go to page 2 of the agreement. The most important section for you as the client is section 8 under compensation. The first part asks about a retainer fee. Now, not all agents charge retainer fees. So if you are shopping or you are working with someone, you want to understand if they are going to require money from you upfront for their time and services. Next is the payment or the broker's fee. How much does your buyer agent get paid or compensated through the process? Most of the time, the MLS has the buyer agent commission listed, but if they're going to charge any additional fees on top of that, that's where that would be listed. And the last part here is a very important blank, section 8B1. I'm going to read this directly from the agreement for you. If within X days after expiration of the or early termination of the agreement, a buyer enters into a contract to acquire any real estate property of the type discussed in the purpose paragraph, unless buyer has entered into a subsequent buyer-broker agreement with another real estate agent, or having entered into an enforceable contract to acquire real estate property during the term of this agreement, buyer defaults under the term of that contract. What that means is, ultimately, if you had an agreement with someone and they showed you a house and they showed you a bunch of houses, and then somewhere along the way you were unhappy with their service and no longer wanted to work with them, that number of days that's listed in the agreement, I typically see 60 to 90 days listed, is the protection period for the agent that you were previously working with. What it protects them from is them showing you a particular house, then you going with another agent to buy a house that another agent showed you. They can come for the compensation at that point. So it's important to understand that protection period for your previous agent, because if you as the client see a house with them, maybe it doesn't feel like the one at the time, you end the agreement with the agent and maybe circle back to that house 2 months later, you want to understand and make sure that you're out from under that protection period, or the previous agent can come for the compensation. Moving on to page 3 of the agreement, the thing that's most important for you as the client here is the type of representation you're okay with. There is designated representation and dual representation on this part of the agreement. Dual representation is where one agent represents both the buyer and the seller. It's not very common, and it does require both the buyer and seller to sign off saying that they are okay with that type of representation and one person representing both of their best interests. What we see more commonly is designated representation, which ultimately means two agents, one representing the buyer, one representing the seller, but they happen to work for the same broker. This avoids a conflict of interest and sits better with most clients because your agent is representing you and your fiduciary in your best interests. They just happen to work for the same company. The real winner is the broker there. All right, now on page 4 of the agreement, the thing that you should be looking at here as the client is the other provisions section. This is really just an open dialogue for any small details you or your agent would like to clarify within the agreement. If you're still unsure if you should sign a buyer-broker agreement with someone, I have another video where I answer that exact question for you, so click the link below to go to that video. I'm Drew Carpenter with the Keri Shull team. Like and subscribe below, and if you have any additional questions or would like to set up a meeting with an agent here on the team, you can find us at kerishull.com.
Thanks for sticking around to the end of our video. If you're interested in more videos like this, click here. And if you want to subscribe, click down here. We look forward to talking to you soon. And make sure you comment below. We always respond and look forward to hearing from you.